Hey, welcome to the Big Daddy's channel. This is Eric Henderson, the owner of Big Daddy's Marinade and Superb Herb Seasoning. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to show you a series of cooking videos of all kinds of recipes ranging from sandwiches, salads, pastas, and show you how to use the Big Daddy's Marinade and our Superb Herb Seasoning and show you how to turn good food into great food. Stay tuned for some exciting recipes and cooking demos. Hey, welcome back to the Big Daddy's channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we're going to show you a couple of things that we're going to make. We're going to start off with making some fresh croutons for a Caesar salad that you can use later. Some of the components and things that we're going to use is you'll need a gallon bag. That's to put the croutons in when you're mixing it up with the seasonings and the oil. You're going to start with some extra virgin olive oil, some Big Daddy's Superb Herb Seasoning, and a loaf of any type of bread that you choose. Here we're using an Italian loaf, but you could certainly use sourdough or whole wheat or any type of bread that you want to make the croutons with. What you're going to do is grab about 3 or 4 slices of your bread and just stack it up and just have a bread knife and you're going to cut it into squares. So I'm going to start with cutting right down the center, and I want my croutons a little larger. This is going to give you a nice crouton that you can use on any type of salad or any type of pastas that you may use as well. Now, this is actually very fresh bread. It was made today at the baker's. But if you had some day-old bread, something that's getting a little stiff, that would also work as well because it wouldn't be quite as tender when you do the cutting. But what you're going to do is put your bread inside the bag. And of course, the larger the bag you have is kind of what you're looking for, because you want something that's going to give the bread the opportunity to toss around and get coated with the oil as well as the herb seasoning. So once you get all that in there, kind of flatten out the bag so that it gets a little bit of air in there. And then you're going to take your olive oil and you're just going to pour down the side of it. You don't want to pour directly onto the bread. And you're putting, I don't know, a couple of ounces of it in there. And then you're going to shake the herb seasoning. And you can be very generous with this because, again, this is what's going to give your flavoring to your breads. And then you're going to seal it back up. Again, you want to trap some air in it as well. And then you're just going to simply toss it. Think of KC and the Sunshine Band. Shake, 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 shake. Shake your crouton. Once it gets tossed around good, make sure it's got coated with oil, and you can kind of look at it as you do. You see how some of it's changed back, and you see that it's got seasoning, a good blend around. You may want to open it back up now that it's got a bit of oil in there, and you may want to shake a little bit more seasoning in there just to make sure it gets good and flavorful. Then you're going to come over to your cookie sheet, your baking sheet. Doesn't really matter necessarily about the size of it, but you want something with a little bit of edge, because what you're going to do is put these in the oven at about 350, and you're just going to kind of toss them around. So you don't want something that doesn't have an edge on it. And just kind of spread them out. And you can see the bread has got the yellow flavoring, or the yellow coloring, if you will, from the olive oil. And you can see that the herb seasoning has been put on it. Just kind of flatten them out. Now we've already preheated our oven to 350. And we're just going to put it in there. And what you're really looking at, there's no specific time at all. You're probably looking at about 5 or 10 minutes to start off with, and then you want to go back and check it. What you're looking for is a crust building up on that bread. So you don't want to go too hot, but you don't want to go too slow as well. So just take it and put it in the oven. We've already got it preheated. And I'm just going to let that cook there for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to check it back and just kind of see where the crust is on the bread to my liking. Alright, it's been about 5 or 10 minutes, and I've already pre-checked the croutons. What you're looking at again is consistency of just a little bit of crust. So you need to put your finger on it or some type of device, the knife or something, and just kind of tap on it and just see if it's crusty enough to your liking. So these are, I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. Now it's very important when you handle these not to put them in a container right away and stack them on top of each other, because what's going to happen is they're going to sweat a bit and that will soften them up. But you can see on your touch, you can see how it's kind of crusty a little bit with that. So that's going to be perfect. Hey, again, thank you for tuning in and watching the Big Daddy channel. Hope you've learned some good cooking recipes and good techniques with sharing the Big Daddy's Marinade and our superb herb seasoning. Check us out on the website, BigDaddyCooks.com, and the links below to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Again, this is how you turn good food into great food. Enjoy cooking. We'll see you next time.